My name's Emily, I'm 26, and this is the story of how my ex-boss Diana ruined my job, tried to ruin my life, and then had the audacity to ask me to finish her tattoo. Spoiler alert, that tattoo is still sitting unfinished, and it always will be. So rewind a year ago. I was in a tight spot. My parents' insurance was about to run out when I turned 26, and I needed a job with benefits fast. That's when my former boss, Diana, called me. She had just been promoted to general manager at a nonprofit thrift store chain. She told me she needed an assistant store manager, and the pay and benefits sounded perfect. Plus, she and I had history. We'd worked together before, and at the time, I thought she had my back. On top of that, my boyfriend Ryan, who's now 27, needed a place to stay while we saved up to move out on our own. Diana, trying to seem generous, offered us a room in her house. She even hinted Ryan could get a job with the company once a position opened up. Looking back, that's the moment I should have seen the trap being set. Because Diana never does anything out of kindness. There's always a hook attached. See, what we didn't know was that Diana had been drinking again. And not just socially. She was literally pouring liquor into her coffee at 7 in the morning before work. While she was pretending to be this stable, successful boss, she was spiraling fast. She looked polished on the outside, but underneath, her life was crumbling. Meanwhile, the store she handed me was an absolute disaster. The staff was beaten down after years of bad management, sales were tanking, and morale was non-existent. It was like she wanted me to fail. But here's the thing, I don't fail. Within 6 weeks, I turned that store around. Sales went up 300 to 400%. I built a partnership with a bulk buyer that doubled our exposure. I took over the Facebook page and grew our online reach like crazy. And guess what? The higher-ups noticed. They promoted me to general manager, bumped my salary up by $10,000, and told me how impressed they were. I was living at Diana's house, yes, but at work, I was her competition, and she hated that. While I was pulling 10 to 12-hour days, sometimes even showing up when the whole chain was closed, Diana was slipping bottles out of the store and sneaking them back to her house. Ryan even caught her red-handed more than once. And since this was a nonprofit thrift store supporting a children's home, her stealing wasn't just petty, it was disgusting. But Diana couldn't stand the fact that I was thriving while she was crumbling, so she made her move. One morning, she gave Ryan and me this random announcement. We had 2 weeks to move out of her house. No explanation. She basically vanished after that, until 2 days later when she walked into my store with HR. I'll never forget the look on her face, a deer in the headlights, because she knew what was coming next. They fired me. And the reasons they gave, they were all lies, or worse, truths twisted against me. Like one time when I disciplined an employee for a mistake and immediately called Diana, back when she was still technically my boss. She told me I did the right thing, that she would have done the same. But in that HR meeting, suddenly that exact situation was painted as me being reckless, unprofessional, and grounds for termination. It was clear. Diana had thrown me under the bus to save herself. Within 20 minutes, I was out of a job, out of a home, and packing my things to move to another state just so Ryan and I could get help from family. And just when I thought that was the end of it, Diana slithered back into my life. A few months later, I got a text from her. She was fired not long after I was shocker, and her life was falling apart. She poured her sob story into my messages about how hard things were, how everything was going wrong. Honestly, I didn't care. But then came the kicker. She said, "Hey, you never finished my tattoo. Can you come do it?" Let me rewind for a second. Months earlier, during one of her drunken meltdowns, Diana had been ranting about how she wanted to go after people in some gang-related drama. She was out of control. To calm her down, I did something I normally would never do. I started tattooing her. Now, I'm not a professional artist, but it distracted her enough that she stopped talking about violence. The plan worked, but the tattoo, only about 1/3 finished. So here's this woman. She ruined my career, kicked me out of her house, lied about me to HR, and left me scrambling for a roof over my head. And after all that, she has the audacity to think I'll finish her friendship tattoo. Absolutely not. I didn't reply. I didn't give her closure. And I sure as hell didn't give her the satisfaction of finishing a tattoo that was supposed to symbolize our bond. That bond was dead the second she betrayed me. So to this day, Diana walks around with an ugly, incomplete, drunken night tattoo etched into her skin. A permanent reminder that when you betray the people who lift you up, you end up destroying yourself. And honestly, that unfinished tattoo is the sweetest revenge I could have asked for. She has to look at it every single day. Every time she sees it in the mirror, she'll remember me. Not as the friend she tried to destroy, but as the woman who outgrew her, left her behind, and refused to give her even one more drop of my energy. As for me, I got a new job, a better one, and Ryan and I are engaged now. We moved on. We built a life together that's stable, happy, and completely free from Diana's chaos. Meanwhile, Diana's probably still out there playing the victim, blaming everyone but herself. But me, I'm free. And that unfinished tattoo, well, that's the pettiest revenge I never even had to try for.